Imagine soaring through the skies with the promise of an affordable getaway dancing in your head. You snagged an unbelievably cheap ticket, the kind that makes you feel like you've pulled off the travel heist of the century. But lately, that excitement might be turning into anxiety as news surfaces about turbulence hitting the budget airline industry. What's happening? Why are these once high-flying, cost-cutting champions suddenly facing a bumpy ride? Let's dive into the factors causing this shift and explore the challenges confronting America's budget carriers. Just a decade or two ago, budget airlines burst onto the scene like a breath of fresh, albeit slightly recycled air. Their proposition was simple yet revolutionary. Strip away the frills, charge extra for everything beyond the seat itself, and offer fares that made air travel accessible to a much wider audience. Remember the thrill of spotting those rock-bottom prices advertised? It democratized travel, allowing families, students, and savvy travelers to explore new destinations without breaking the bank. These airlines operated on razor-thin margins, meticulously controlling costs at every turn. They often flew to smaller, less congested airports, negotiated hard with suppliers, optimized aircraft utilization by minimizing turnaround times, and famously charged for everything from checked bags and seat assignments to snacks and beverages. This unbundling of services became their hallmark, allowing passengers to customize their travel experience and, ultimately, their spending. However, the airline industry's landscape is dynamic, and several factors have converged to create significant challenges for the budget model in America. The strategies that once fueled their growth are now becoming sources of considerable strain. Perhaps the most significant headwind facing budget airlines is the surging cost of operations. Jet fuel is a major expense for any airline, and its volatility can drastically impact profitability. Geopolitical instability, supply chain disruptions, and increased global demand have all contributed to higher fuel prices, which are squeezing the already tight margins of budget carriers. Unlike their full-service counterparts, budget airlines often lack the financial flexibility to absorb such significant cost increases without passing them on to consumers or compromising service quality. The airline industry is heavily unionized, and as experienced pilots and cabin crew become increasingly sought after, labor costs are on the rise. Budget airlines, which once prided themselves on lower labor expenses, are now under pressure to offer more competitive wages and benefits to attract and retain qualified staff. Pilot shortages, in particular, have become a critical issue, forcing some airlines to reduce schedules and even ground aircraft. Operating a fleet of aircraft comes with significant costs, which tend to increase as planes age. Airport fees, including landing fees, gate charges, and passenger facility charges, are also affected by inflation. While budget airlines often utilize smaller airports that charge lower fees, these expenses still constitute a significant portion of their overall costs and are becoming more challenging to manage. The strategy of generating substantial revenue from add-on fees has been a fundamental aspect of the budget airline model. However, this approach is facing several challenges. Initially, passengers accepted add-on fees as a trade-off for lower ticket prices. However, frustration is growing over the increasing number of charges. Fees for carry-on bags that are nearly as high as those for checked bags, as well as excessive charges for seat selection, are leading customers to feel nickel and dimed, resulting in backlash against a perceived lack of transparency. Traditional full-service airlines have noticed the success of budget carriers and have started to unbundle their services, offering basic economy fares that exclude certain amenities. This new competition at the lower end of the pricing spectrum is diminishing the unique appeal of budget airlines. When major carriers offer similar base fares, potentially accompanied by better service or more convenient flight times, the attraction of the budget option diminishes. Governments and consumer protection agencies are increasingly examining budget airlines' fee structures due to concerns about hidden costs and deceptive pricing practices. Potential regulations on baggage fees and other ancillary charges could significantly affect these carriers' revenue streams. While price remains a key factor for many travelers, there is a growing expectation for a certain level of comfort and service, even on budget airlines. Cramped seating and limited legroom, once accepted as compromises for lower fares, are becoming increasingly unacceptable to passengers, particularly on longer flights. As people grow more accustomed to a higher level of comfort in various areas of their lives, their tolerance for discomfort while flying is diminishing. Budget airlines have often faced criticism regarding their punctuality and customer service, especially during disruptions. In an era where travelers value seamless experiences, delays, cancellations, and poor communication can significantly harm a budget carrier's reputation. Passengers are increasingly weighing the cost savings against the potential for travel headaches. Modern travelers expect smooth digital experiences, from booking and check-in to in-flight entertainment and Wi-Fi. While some budget airlines are investing in technology, they often lag behind full-service carriers, which may alienate tech-savvy passengers. While still substantial, the budget airline market in America is becoming increasingly crowded. Established budget carriers are competing for the same pool of price-sensitive travelers, leading to fierce competition on key routes and downward pressure on fares. Some airlines are adopting hybrid models that offer a mix of low fares and optional extras, blurring the lines between budget and full-service carriers. This increased competition from various sources makes it more challenging for pure budget airlines to differentiate themselves. The challenges faced by budget airlines could have several implications for travelers. As budget airlines deal with rising costs and shrinking margins, the era of ultra-cheap fares may be ending. While they will likely still be more affordable than full-service carriers, the significant price differences we once saw may begin to narrow. If budget airlines are forced to cut costs or reduce their fleets, they may consolidate their route networks, leading to fewer direct flight options, particularly to smaller destinations. To offset rising operating costs, budget airlines may become even more aggressive in pursuing ancillary revenue, resulting in more fees for services that were previously included in the base fare. Travelers are increasingly considering factors beyond just the ticket price when making flight decisions. Factors such as reliability, comfort, and customer service are becoming more important. This trend could benefit airlines that offer a better overall value proposition, even if their base fares are slightly higher. The narrative surrounding budget airlines in America is far from over, but the industry is at a critical juncture. To navigate the current challenges and ensure long-term sustainability, budget carriers will likely need to adapt their strategies. This could involve continually seeking innovative ways to reduce costs without compromising safety or service. This might include investing in more fuel-efficient aircraft, optimizing flight routes, and leveraging technology to streamline operations, striking a balance between generating revenue from add-ons and offering a more transparent, customer-friendly pricing structure. This could involve bundling certain services or providing more attractive package deals. Recognizing that price is not the only factor influencing customer loyalty, it could be crucial to enhance on-time performance, improve communication during disruptions, and offer a more comfortable flying experience. Exploring potential partnerships or mergers to achieve economies of scale and strengthen competitive positions in the market. In conclusion, the sudden challenges facing budget airlines in America arise from various issues, including rising operating costs, the erosion of their ancillary revenue advantage, evolving passenger expectations, and increased competition. While the promise of affordable travel is unlikely to disappear entirely, the experience of budget air travel in the coming years may look quite different from the glory days of bare-bones fares. The skies may still be open, but the journey for budget airlines is becoming increasingly complex. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos.